Yeah, booyah.
Yeah, let's get that song back up.
What's up?
Let's get that song back up, baby boys.
Wait, give us a mic check.
Let's get that thing back up.
Mic check. 1, 2.
Yeah,
Is that what you say?
I said, who's Mike? Who's Mike?
Yeah.
Is that getting picked up, that joke?
Yeah.
Is it? There's no laughter, so I don't know if I'm getting picked up.
This might be getting loose.
Yeah, there should be.
So we just actually everyone kind of just bombs. We just edit it together.
We all kind of bomb in this.
We edit together
We're
just our
Syrian.
best. It's like
We're
a best
Syrian.
of.
That's the.
That's actually why we record for like 14 hours at a time, so they've got enough material to cover an hour.
This is a marathon.
And even then, it's not that funny.
And I don't know if my mic's getting picked up because I said we're Syrian. We all
Are we?
bomb.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I
don't think my mic's getting picked up. I think this is it getting picked up?
Are we
I think
Yeah,
some
we're on,
jokes
we're
are-
on.
We're on.
Yo, so this is your host
JB
Jackson,
Wave.
Sausage Boys podcast. As always, we have
What's good? It's your boy Young JB, JBP.
and
Yeah.
we have a very special guest today. We've got on for the first time, new friend of the show, Hugh Phillips.
Sup, fuckers.
Ooh.
Oi.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, we don't swear in this podcast.
Oh.
We've got one rule: we don't swear. We only swear allegiance to the white race. Speaking of Hugh, what's your least favorite Hugh?
Jackman.
No, not Hugh. Oh!
Oh my god.
So he hates Jewish people.
You're
Okay.
instantly like the
Good
smartest
to-
person we've had on this show. Everyone would have gone for the easy option then. Except maybe Asher.
Ah, yes.
He would have gone for a different
He probably
angle.
would've
Did
gone
you
for
mean
that as well.
colour?
I meant, yeah, colour.
Right.
So what is your least favorite Hugh?
Red.
Okay.
Oh, like Native Americans.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, I didn't have a
Alright,
problem
so we've
with
got
that.
Hugh, the Native American hating white guy up in here.
This is the end of my career. I need a stage name right now. It's like full commitment.
This is probably the best time you could do it. It's kind of like because
Hugh
you're
killing
a young
Reds.
boy, so it's like
Yeah,
Pete
I'm
Davidson
young.
going and doing all these hectic things when he was kind of younger, and everyone was like, "Well, he's just a young
Is this
boy."
hectic?
Yeah, we got a
No,
young-
no,
we got a
no.
young boy.
Well, I mean, we just threw you under the bus and said you hated Native Americans.
Hugh
There's
killing
no
Reds.
video, so I can do whatever I want with my hands to kind of.
He's throwing up gang signs right now. He's
To
now doing a
disagree.
shadow puppet
He's
of
now
a Native
both,
American
giving us
person.
the finger. And he's
I'm actually
giving the finger.
naked, pulling my dick out.
And he is masturbating not to a Native American who he hates.
I have looked it up, I think.
Native American born.
Yeah, I think once.
Really? They're screaming? They're doing.
I've
like,
looked
the
up a
drug
lot
and
of
stuff.
things. That was one joke that I've never done, but it's like you go so far down the rabbit hole, you have to use Google Translate to find what you're looking for.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
that's a
I
good
find a
joke.
lot
No,
of
but
stuff
then you're
important.
We're
We up
back
again?
on. Yeah. Sorry, Hugh, you were saying?
No, forget it.
Because the scary.
No, you were saying
The
what? Google
scariest
Translate?
thing is
yeah.
when you we've been watching like Portuguese videos and then you look up Translate and it's like tiny little
Yeah,
teenage
exactly.
girl.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you don't know
God.
that you've just been like
And
going
it's
over that
like,
for the last.
okay, tiny teenage girl. Okay, good. I've been watching that for the last few hours.
I thought about doing it as a prank. Our friend Big, like there was a video I saw with like a title in Vietnamese, and I thought it'd be a funny thing, just saying like, "Hey, I was just watching some videos. Can you tell me what this means?" Just
Oh,
send it
that's-
to him. Or even you could go
Pedophile
so.
porn. It says, yeah, Jackson, you've been watching pedophile porn.
It's not
please
illegal.
don't tell the police.
It's not illegal in Vietnam, you know.
Yeah, the age of consent's 11 in Vietnam.
Don't say
And
that.
that's why we're both going to
Don't
Hanoi. That's why they call us the Hanoi god. The Hanoi god.
That's what I
I don't like
always,
teenage girls from Hanoi. They're too Hanoiing.
I always said I wish I was born in 1950 because you'd have the good music growing up and you could go to Vietnam. Like as young men, there's nowhere to go to.
Oh, Vietnam War. I thought you meant just going to Vietnam to have sex with children.
Well,
I was like, we can still go to Vietnam and have sex with children. And we got J. Cole, so...
they have the signs at the airport now. You can't.
You can't go to Vietnam.
Or you can't have sex with children. There's signs in the
I need a
airport.
stage name right now. This is the
If
end of
you
my
No
Sex
life.
with
smoking, no
children,
sex with children on the
If you're
plane.
here to have sex with children, it's not 1950 anymore. Let's just say it's not 1950 anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, so you were saying you've had quite the day, Hugh.
Yeah, so last Wednesday I was at an open mic. And
Mike?
I was in the beer garden afterwards, and this guy's like, I got MDMA for $20. I'm like, I can't afford it. He goes, yeah, you want a job? So I sent him a
Yeah, you were
CV.
telling us about
Yeah,
it.
I sent him a CV that night, and I had the interview today. It's
Yeah.
quite funny. I'm doing charity sales. I had
What
to do
CV's Chinese virus? You like send him like an essay
Yeah,
on why
that's the one.
the virus came from
It's just
China.
conspiracies.
No, it's child from Vietnam.
It's from a lab.
So I sent him a CV in hopes I'd get the job. So an 8-year-old.
And all I got
called,
back was an envelope full of semen.
But the irony is, right? They gave me a quiz, like I had to sell this fucking agent over the phone, like anti-bear
sell
rape.
what?
Asian. What?
How old were they?
Tell him, Mark.
You had
Ooh.
uh,
Do we get that good?
nah, say it again.
You sent your CV.
Yeah, we got that. We got all that.
One. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, listeners. Our fucking thing keeps fucking out today. Hugh, you were saying.
Yeah, yeah. So I had to sell him charity on bears being.
All right, booyah, we're back on.
We're back.
Again, sorry about that, listeners. This is what? Take fucking 4.
Yeah, certain group that like controls the media seems to be trying to interfere.
It's Epstein,
with,
brother.
Podcast. Maybe Jackman, maybe a popular surname for that group.
Actually-
Hugh, you were saying?
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, so I'm selling bear traps to fucking. I'm basically a phone scammer. Like, I don't care. I'm doing Greenpeace. I don't even believe in human-affected climate change.
You're trying to trap.
And I'm like, I'm serious. Do you want to go into it?
You don't believe in climate change.
That's
I
actually
believe
a
in
good-
climate change, but I don't believe in human-affected climate. I don't want to get political, but I'm going to be selling Greenpeace.
Oh, please do. We're here for an hour.
Bear
Oh.
trap. I need to get this joke
Yeah.
out. Bear
It can't
trap.
all be
See,
child porn
Gay, hairy gay men trying to trap them. You would be a bear trap.
No.
yourself. You would be a real bear trap for all the listeners. Hugh is a real twinkie beautiful boy.
Let the man speak. I'm just here with Hugh, our guest, first time on here. I'm trying to listen to him speak, and then I can hear K-Dot just going, yeah, behind me and looking directly at me.
Bear trap. Okay.
All right, we've got the
I'll
episode
let
title.
that
Bear
go.
Trap. Let the man speak.
Okay. You look like a bear trap. Anyway.
I don't even know what I'm
Ironic.
talking about anymore.
It's ironic.
You don't believe in human-affected climate change?
Not really. I believe that the Truman Show is real, but we're not individuals in it. It's like a collective. We are the proletariat from 1984.
I didn't realize we had a psychopath on our show today.
Actually, here's another joke I'm trying to write.
Human erected.
I like to
climate
role
change.
play being a serial killer,
Yep.
but like I don't follow through. Like I'll go for a walk at night and just like walk around and be like, that'd be a good, like I could do, she's
Oh yeah, she looks like pretty good.
No, not like that. It'd be like I could easily
Rape that
follow
woman.
her. No, nothing sexual.
Okay.
Just murder.
Maybe
See,
rape.
Oh, so it's not sexual role
No,
play.
I would never. No. Just genuine, like walking. Genuine. Well, I just not follow them. Just be like, oh, she's going down an alley. I could easily jump out of that and like cut her head off or something
Yeah.
and run away.
That's the bit. That's the
I
idea
like
for the
that.
bit. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. So you think that all the time when you're walking?
Well, I thought of it the other day. Last Saturday, I was like, fuck this. I need to go for a smoke. So I was just walking, just smoking. And I remember just thinking, this is exactly what serial killers do. Like
Smoke cigarettes.
that.
They're like, fuck this. But instead
But
of
you know,
smoking
they
a
take
cigarette,
a shit
they
in the
smoke
morning.
a
They
person.
piss 5 times a day.
Serial killers.
I'm bombing horribly. This is great.
No, you're
No,
doing
no, you got
fantastic.
Am I?
How
Oh,
many
good.
times do you piss a day?
See, now that I'm doing like stand up, I get nervous. So I piss like fucking 3 times an hour.
Because sitting down, you're safe. And when you start standing up to pee,
No,
it's pretty
no.
nerve-wracking. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's pretty nerve-wracking when you start standing up.
Stand up peeing. Yeah.
Stand up peeing. So you've just started standing up to pee.
Occasionally. Actually,
You used to sit down to pee.
I used to have a serious morning wood problem. Like, Not anymore. I don't know what's happened with my testosterone, but it's probably fucked off.
I have a Morning Wood Harris.
But I used to not be able to. I used to piss like on the top of the toilet because I couldn't aim it down. I'd be like in a crazy
that's everyone.
position.
What you do, you go like.
I just go in the
You
shower.
go like this.
Yeah, I'd be doing Pilates. Fucking.
You have to kind of like do like a yoga move and stand quite far back as well.
Wouldn't you just fap it off?
Nah, but you
can't-
gotta
you
gotta
have
catch
to-
a bus to school. You just piss in the shower because you can just piss on the wall.
Shower smart.
See, when
Yeah.
everyone
Very
was anti-toilet paper or whatever the fuck during COVID, I have a problem. Where I'd be like wiping for 20 minutes.
Same.
Yeah.
And half the like eventually when you'd like 3 wipes in, you'd be like, this is gonna be a shit 15 minutes. Fuck this. I'm getting in the shower.
And what do you use in the shower? A cloth or
Just
something like that?
just water.
Your hands.
Wait, what's the correlation between the toilet paper thing with COVID and wiping for longer?
Oh, well, everyone's like, we need toilet paper. What if it runs out? Just get in the shower.
Oh, so you're trying to use less toilet paper?
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck about toilet paper.
So what do you?
I don't
what do
believe
you-
in climate
I don't
change.
give a fuck about toilet paper or the fucking
You think I
bears.
care about the fucking toilet paper?
I'm not trying to save toilet paper. I burn it, just for a thing to do.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
don't give a fuck about toilet paper.
you know when you like get water on your toilet paper and chuck it on the roof? I got to start doing that at my share house. Just like
That's one of the funniest things to do, like in high school, putting the toilet paper.
no,
under
you
water
get
and throwing
shitty
it.
toilet paper and do that. That's even funnier.
Oh.
Oh man.
I've never done it, but I've seen it.
Oh.
Be there for
Oh my
20
gosh.
years.
Oh, I've got a weak stomach, man. That is tough. Goodness gracious. Is that a thing that would happen at your school?
I think it did. There's
Yeah.
some fun things happen, you know.
Really? Yeah, because what happened? You went to.
So I went to an only boys' school on the North Shore.
Okay. And whereabouts is this?
Warunga.
Warunga, okay.
Look it up.
You can look up rape accusation.
Yeah, look up
rape.
2015 Royal Commission into Balaclava Man.
Raw commission.
Royal.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm a commissioner and I'm going to go in raw to this young child.
It was just this guy that had had enough of it and just went out for a cigarette, and then all of a sudden, XYZ.
Followed
Yeah,
someone down an
XYZ.
alley.
That's
at
my
the train
catchphrase,
station.
listeners. That's my catchphrase. XYZ. Yeah.
we heard a bit about
And anytime I do that, you know what it means.
it means I'm xenophobic.
What is
Young.
xenophobic?
Young. Xenophobic.
Xenophobic means.
I was just doing a Pauline Hanson. Isn't that what she said? What is xenophobia?
Yeah, I think it's certain groups. What is it like?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a definition.
See, I used to have a Pauline Hanson sticker on my laptop from like year 10 to 12 just to
So
take the
climate
piss.
change isn't
No,
real.
it said, I've got the guts to say what you're thinking. It used to be the funniest
Oh,
thing.
that's
Everyone used
so funny. That's really good. Having a Pauline Hanson.
You've been
That
sarcastic.
is really good.
No, but I used to get, it used to be funny as fuck. I used to be one of those guys who would debate, like, from the start of study period to the end. I just debate. Like, I don't even believe what I'm talking about, but I just piss you off.
Really?
Yeah.
What was? Did it ever get like heated?
Yeah, it would. People used to, I remember, like, the Clash of Clans conversation that night. I'd be like, fuck, I hate that dickhead.
Wait,
Really?
Clash of the Clans. Is
That's like the
game.
clan rallies.
Yeah.
And you like go together. You usually have like a soccer match, rugby match.
Well, that's actually, yeah, fuck. I used to have some funny points.
Like what?
Well,
What's an
I went
example?
through like I don't think I'm political anymore, but I went through a right-wing phase.
right.
Like a really hardcore,
Wing.
like
Yeah.
Gavin McInnes podcast every morning on the bus to school, like full gas.
I'm
Some of us
some
don't
of
get
us-
out of that phase.
Some of us are still, members of Censored.tv,
I
which
don't
you
really-
can.
It's too
Subscribe
expensive.
to.
It's like what, 14 a month?
It is.
When his podcast, like it was good, and then it went. You listen to 20 minutes of ads, 10 minutes of content, and then it gets cut out. So
Oh, is it you talking about the free podcast?
yeah,
it's a bit.
But he's
intense.
funny. Like I think he just pisses people off. It's the same with that. Who's the British guy, Milo?
Oh yeah, Milo,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They just piss people off. Like they don't give a fuck.
Milo isn't as funny though. I don't think. I don't think
Gavin's
he's
pretty hilarious.
self-aware. He's kind of a bit more of a dickhead.
He used
You
to
just
be
don't like him
funny.
because he's gay and he makes you think. certain
He's gay?
things. Yeah.
He has
Oh,
a, he has
normally
a,
only
I'm
into
pretty sure he has
straight guys.
he has a black boyfriend or husband actually.
Yeah,
Because he beats
he
him.
actually
He
turned
beats him.
straight recently.
Can you?
He did, yeah. He made the decision to go
Well, it's
straight.
The therapy
choice,
worked.
So it's a choice. He just
Yeah.
decided to not be gay anymore. Actually, do the right decision. Make the
Nah.
right decision.
I
Naturally.
got to tread very carefully.
So anyway, back down to your right-wing rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not political.
Who else? What other characters?
Just the standard for like a 16-year-old boy, really.
You know, Adolf Hitler, David
No,
Duke.
no. You know, just
Blair Cottrell.
your facts and logic kind of.
Okay.
So you know what? I don't think you're a right wing person.
No,
I
I don't give a fuck anymore.
You just like controversial kind of shit.
Well,
You're anti.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I am.
Someone takes.
I don't think anyone does. I don't believe in reality. I believe in simulation theory. Like, I don't think.
You smoking bongs?
No, I haven't drank since. I'm sober 8 days, dude.
But you don't smoke weed even.
Last time I smoked weed was like 6 months ago.
Man, I thought you were cool.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
all thought you were cool.
It was like my birthday. It was shit. I was in like Chatswood Park. It was like midnight. I was eating a zinger box, and my buddy's like,
Delicious.
"Let's have a cone." I'm like, yeah.
Chatswood Park, where'd you get the zinger from?
Chatswood KFC.
It's not open at that hour.
Yeah, it is,
I
mate.
don't know why you're lying on the
19th
podcast,
of
but you can go
December.
ahead.
I know
Go
time. It was my birthday. I know the date.
Well, the KFC closed at 11.
Maybe that's what happened. They went to the KFC.
Not
It was open. He's like, it should be closed. I don't believe in reality. How do you? I mean,
He's a young boy. Young people don't believe in simulation theory. They also had a right wing phase.
Yeah.
They like arguing. That's just a young mentality.
Yeah, it is.
They
I'm
wear
not.
jeans
I'm
and
out
Adidas
of definitely
shoes.
out of the
they
right
picture
wing.
murdering people.
Yeah.
If anything's gonna get you cancelled,
I'm done. This is game over. I thought I wanted to be a policeman for much of my life, and I've just ended that.
You
which
had an
is
issue
great.
with like a black child that you
No.
I'll get you back, Darwin.
Social Darwin, or should we get into social Darwinism?
If you wanna.
Not really.
you were up in Darwin and had an issue with like
Natural
a certain
selection.
socialist
What's your
group.
opinion on natural
Like,
selection?
I am the most xenophobic. They're like, what's your what?
Natural selection. Coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean,
Coronavirus. Here's the reality.
How about we call it what it is?
Call
Let's
what?
no, you go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget natural selection because you get too dodgy.
No,
It's
you
like,
just gotta.
Should we discuss? Let's discuss Richard Wagner's top impersonation. What is a musician when he writes?
Who's Richard Wagner?
He's like an old. The joke. It's Hitler's favorite composer.
What about Richard Wagner with an F instead of a V?
Wagner. No, you have to say it with a German accent, or it doesn't.
Doesn't
Wagner. Richard Wagner. It's like Snowtown Boys. You know them? Richard
No.
Wagner's the Snowtown guy. I know way too much about serial killers in Australia.
Yeah, but
I
wait.
think you're right. Yeah.
No, you're dancing on a lot of things. I just want you to deep dive.
Yeah,
into one of
I
them.
don't know. I want to deep dive on. Yeah, what do you want me to deep dive in? Let's go.
Wagner. Yeah, what
Serial
The
about
killers.
composer. He did Ride of the Valkyries. That's kind of my whole. I went through a Vietnam kind of war phase.
Kids.
Like I was really into it for a
Sexual
few
things.
months last year. I read a bunch of books, watched a few documentaries. You know,
But what did you take
Watch a
from
few
it?
some
Why
porn.
did you go down that rabbit hole?
I don't know. I felt like I needed something to die for.
And that's
Really?
it. You want to
I
die
like
for?
no,
the
but
guy
I
that
felt
hit,
like
the composer that Hitler.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't
You
know.
dyed your hair blonde and you're like, I need a reason. People are asking me. And it's like, no, I've gone down this Wagner thing. That's why I'm blonde now.
Nah,
Uh,
I'm bombing horribly. This is
you can
We're all
talk
bombing.
about Jackson will look at me in my
Anyway,
eye.
back to coronavirus. It's a myth.
Yes, I will. I've just got a sore neck.
It's got a sore neck. Then you start.
I got a sore neck from shaking my head at your comments.
Anyway.
So why did you used to be racist?
I was never racist. I used to be no. I used to be on the other side where I was so anti-racist. I feel like people are so anti-racist
You were too
that it's racist.
anti-racist.
No, seriously.
Anti-racist.
You were
I need
too
a little bit of
anti-racist.
racism in my
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
No, people get so anti-racist that it's like
What are you-
racist.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be so inclusive that the only reason you're inviting someone is because, but you want to be inclusive. But the fact that you're being inclusive, you know, forcing yourself to be inclusive, is racist.
Like you need
It's levels,
You
Jerry.
need like a Asian guy at your party. And it's like, well, he's 40,
well, it's
but
almost
we need someone.
It's almost like you know, what do you call it when they're the quotas, right?
yeah.
Aren't quotas racist? Like
Oh,
diversity
well,
quotas.
no. It's about like affirmative action.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does make sense.
I'm in Newtown. I got to be careful.
Yeah. No,
We're not on the North Shore anymore.
It's actually a really good debate. Like in terms
Yeah.
of like, are quotas racist? In a way, they are. If
That-
someone's just getting a job purely because of their ethnicity, that would kind of constitute as being
or,
racist.
or gender. Like I used to have two mates that worked at the steel mill in Wollongong, and they
They both
got
turned to women in LA.
they both got accepted into like this cadetship program, and there was like maybe 10 dudes, and then there were 2 girls that got in through the it was like a affirmative action kind of thing, right? Because they want more women in STEMs, like science fields and shit like that. So they were like, these engineers were in there, but were really struggling with the workload and everything like that because they weren't passionate about it the same way.
Yeah.
But it's a massive paycheck. And this isn't me saying that is right or wrong or anything like that. This is 2 of my friends. One of them especially was like quite vocal about it. Was like, this chick's fantastic and blah, blah, blah. She's great, but she didn't even get through that affirmative action program. She just received that scholarship the same way that we did, and then these people that got it the other way and not good in this field.
Yeah,
Not enjoying
I
it,
think
blah, blah.
I think with all of this, people need to realize that no one has any idea what they're talking about. Like, you know what I mean?
In terms of
With
who?
everything almost.
You kind of do though.
Yeah, but there's nothing that I hate more than someone, which I used to be this person.
Yeah.
I'm right, and I don't give a fuck what you tell me. I'm right. I think you have to go into everything with the mindset. I'm probably I don't really know, so you could be right. I'm interested. You know what I mean?
And just being open, and having a
100%.
conversation.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's,
correct.
I think the best way to be.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, I kind of dabble in everything. I don't kind of stick towards one idea or one group's idea.
It's very
I'm a
scary
person
to
who
do
just takes
that.
stuff in.
It's scary to question that these days because the result of like reaping the, what do you call it? Like the risk of running that is a lot higher. Like the level of social kind of persecution you can receive for trying to express those ideas is an all-time high. Like, you'll get crucified for doing that shit.
If you question something.
Yeah, but Jesus
Yeah.
got crucified, and now everyone loves him. So who, like, you know what I mean?
Speaking of Jesus,
Moving quickly on.
actually, I was watching a...
No, I'm not religious, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard because I'd rather...
No, you're
I'd
amongst
rather
friends.
be...
We all love Jesus here.
I'd rather be, like, hated now, but if I think I'm right and I say it, I feel more like that I'm being myself. You know what I mean? I'd rather...
You're a martyr.
I don't want to be a turncoat. You know, I don't want to fucking be a slimy dickhead because I believe in karma, and I reckon it'll come and bite you. You know what I mean?
And I guess like even Hitler could be like the
Oh, you're
opposite
ruining
of,
this.
Jesus. He's someone who just kind of
Mm.
he kind of questioned. He had his ideas, and they just wanted to crucify him. Do you know what I mean? They wanted to kill him because he just had some ideas. He's just a guy with ideas. At the end of the day,
No.
You know what?
It's not right, Hugh. Hugh Jackman.
Oh, here's an
Yeah.
interesting little can of worms.
Let's
I was looking
go.
at this article before the show. So, Caitlyn Jenner she was criticized for saying transgender girls shouldn't participate in female sports.
Yes,
Isn't
I
her
saw
mum, or is she in the relation to the...
Hey, it's a man. He was born a
No,
man.
Kate...
He was born a man. Hugh was telling me earlier.
Yeah, but they're all... I'm get confused by the whole family. Isn't Caitlyn like the super hot model?
No, that's the father.
That's the father.
Caitlyn
Caitlyn. And then who's the one who's in like all the Gucci ads?
Kendall? Maybe? I
Yeah,
don't know.
Kendall. I'm thinking Kendall. Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking Kendall.
So,
So,
yeah.
Caitlyn...
So what-
Oh, I guess maybe you're a bit young, actually.
Yeah, so
Caitlyn's
Caitlyn's
like,
the
who are
transgender
who
one.
are the
Caitlyn is the
Kardashians?
transgender
Yeah,
one
right,
that
okay.
used to be... That was like an athlete before.
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner.
She used to be...
Bruce Jenner is his
Yeah.
name.
You can't
Bruce,
say that.
Bruce
She-
Jenner.
she-
He was saying.
No, she...
Bruce
I
Jenner,
don't
the
want it
man.
anyway.
It was,
So it's a question of this is the quote. It's a question of fairness. I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. Just isn't fair, and we have to protect girls' sports.
She is also against gay marriage. Did you know that?
yeah.
Which is kind of...
What?
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Really?
And
Yeah.
she killed someone in a car accident. Like, she was on her phone.
Yeah,
she
so she's
veers-
kind of relatable.
You seem to
She is
know
the
a lot
devil.
about this person that
She-
you
I-
claim to not know who they were.
She's a...
1 minute ago.
She is a horrible
I know,
person.
I
Not
know,
bec-
like-
she's a horrible person because she killed a woman. Like, what? No one talks about that.
They do. They
Is that-
do.
is-
they kind of do now.
Is killing
no
someone
one-
an objectively bad thing, though?
Well, no, actually.
Then
It,
what do
it
you
could be a
get off
good
your
thing.
high horse, buddy.
Yeah, but no. This innocent person was like driving along the road, driving to a fucking lunch or something with their grandma.
But it was manslaughter and
Yeah, but that's the
She didn't
problem
get
with these
charged for
rich...
it- from it.
Okay, here's the one thing. We need to
and
fucking...
Caitlyn Jenner was like, I'm sorry, but he was Chinese. The driver was Chinese. That's why the accident happened.
Yeah, sometimes when... when you see. No. Here's the thing though, with all those rich fuckers, like, you know, the establishment, like anyone from eastern suburbs, North Shore, like, fuck, they're painful people. You know what I mean? They get away with murder. They do.
They
Literally get away with murder. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know any names, so the
Caitlyn
whole thing's
Jenner.
fucked. Who's the old mate who killed his wife and the lover and got away with it? The football player.
with the lava.
We know in Lover.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson.
So he wouldn't have. He's just rich, so he got away with it. And then like an average
no
Joe
idea.
like
I
us.
have no idea.
No,
about
O.J. Simpson wouldn't that was a race thing. The only reason he got away with it is because if
Yeah.
he did go to prison, there would have been huge race riots all over America.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we probably will just let this guy go. Because it was a big point of contention back in the day. It was like every single black person thought he was innocent. Probably the majority of white people thought he was
that's the
guilty.
division.
It was a split.
We need
right
to
down the
figure
middle.
out how. Obviously, Australia is different. Australians like to think they're American in a lot of ways. They don't realize it, but they do. But really, we don't really have like that issue. But over in America, they need to figure out a way to kind of almost become like remove race from the whole concept of society because it's
completely.
such a big part of their society, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I would always say, like, when you go to America, you have to fill in a box of, like, what
Yeah.
your ethnicity is. Are you black or are you white?
It's so. I mean,
and I think that's where it starts. Like, you don't have to do that in Australia at all.
yeah,
You
it's
just
probably
kind of-
impossible to do as well. But I remember I was talking to someone about it a few days ago, and he's like, "We need to get the concept in our minds that race doesn't exist," and I think that's kind of.
But imagine
I
if
like
you
it,
were
yeah.
imagine if you were like a person that was persecuted because of your race and you're still at the
Yeah,
bottom
that's
run
true.
of the ladder.
That's true.
You're never gonna give that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is true.
But then like the other, you have what's his name, Morgan Freeman. And have you guys seen that thing? And he's like
Yeah.
saying to the interviewer, they're talking about like race relations or something like that.
And they're like, I'm not Jewish. My last name's just Freeman.
He's like, just drop it. He's like, just
Who's just dropped it? Him or?
Just drop
no. What's his name?
think my mic's turned on.
Morgan Freeman. He's just like, how do we solve the race thing? He's like, just forget about it.
We
or
don't
something.
talk about it during this interview. We talk about the movie I'm doing. That's how we forget
Yeah.
about it.
Is that what he says?
Also, basically, like, he did it quite condescendingly, and he didn't really have like a speech about it. He's like, we don't talk about it. That's how we get rid of it.
But
Okay, what's your next question?
but
He
the
didn't
po-
really have like a strong stance on it.
Oh no, I think it comes across as though he's saying like the problem is solved by not talking. It's almost like a self-fulfilling thing. If you go, there is inequality here, and bring it up in that way. But my point is like he's well off and he's very successful. So if you have someone like that that's advocating for that, but then the people who are really fighting for it are like persecuted, they're not in a good way.
Yeah.
So it's like unlikely that it's gonna disappear while there is still inequality built into it. But
Yeah.
that's the best way forward.
it's
I
like
think.
Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's never experienced racism.
No,
like
he says
Hugh
the
Lewis.
opposite thing, right? He's like
He
police.
says, I've never experienced
he's
racism.
like I was 6 and a white police officer like carried me out of the house.
Yeah, he's always
Something
had
like
positive experiences. Like he's never. I think he said he's never experienced racism.
Yeah, so
No
he's like
way.
racism doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist because I've never experienced it.
But
it
it does exist, obviously. But yeah, I don't know.
doesn't. I know, but it's
Society, reality doesn't exist, man.
For some people, racism doesn't exist, and they can go through their whole life not really having to worry about it. While another person, it's just a day-to-day thing, and they're constantly like getting bombarded with issues of this and that regarding their race. And I think that's why, as long as people like that exist and that's going on, it's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean, it's one of these issues that us fuckwits have no idea.
Oh, we're going to figure it out. We've got
This is the
how
meeting.
many more minutes? This is the racism podcast. We're going to figure it out. Let's
We've
solve
got
racism.
15 minutes to figure
got-
this out.
We've got 15 minutes
Quick.
and we're going to solve racism. Okay. Let's go.
We're gonna solve this in 15 minutes, or else we'll just be race warring. We've got half an hour in, so.
Okay, good. We got half an hour to figure racism.
No,
Yeah.
what I want to touch on is
He's a Vietnamese child.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
A Vietnamese child.
I was trying to work out how to get there, and I was like, it's not gonna work. You
Can
have
we
to
just
do it.
pivot fully back?
How good's that? It's like we're like it's like a alley oop or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's
Like,
like,
I put it
Magic
up.
Johnson. Like
You slam
Carl
dunk
Epic or
it,
something
but
like that.
no one wants to watch us play. Everyone's just like, I hope they don't win. I hope those guys don't win. No, I wanted to touch on the Truman Show thing. You truly believe that?
I actually do. Like, there's some shit going on, you know.
You think you're being watched, or we're all?
No, I think we're all like. Here's my perception of it, right?
Yeah.
People in North Korea think they have the dear leader, right? And they're actually living this utopian world. We think the same thing. Who's to say?
Oh, I
How
do
the
feel
fuck do
probably
you
in
know
North
where-
Korea, there's conversations happening in households being like, hey,
There's
just
conversations
to let you
happening
know,
right now.
There's
Hey.
yeah, we're like, I think, North Korea isn't just a whole group of, it's a country that's like, it doesn't have
North Korea is one person.
It's one.
Are you...
Who's this North Korea guy everyone keeps talking about?
North?
Sad.
Yes?
Mr.
How about
Korea?
who wants to do the voice of North Korea? Hugh? How would North Korea sound if he was a character?
Just normal.
What do you mean normal?
What do you mean normal?
Oh,
Alley-oop!
Booyah!
back to race relations.
We got him, folks.
Uh,
Were you
So,
recommending other, like if we, like, ask another friend to come on here and you're, like, in that circle when we're talking about them coming on the podcast, just please don't tell them what we do on here.
nah.
I feel like they corner you, alley-oop you into a racist predicament.
Nah. Just
So
to
North Korean people don't talk normally, okay?
Just-
So that's
just for the record, when this is being read out in a courtroom, and the judge has to listen to this right now, just for the record, I'm PC. There's nothing.
What about a courtroom?
I've
It's a whole bunch of fishermen,
never broken the law once in my entire life.
apart from
This is all material. However,
Halfway
let's now
Vietnam.
discuss.
yeah, the Truman Show. Yeah, no, back to the.
Oh,
So
yeah.
North Korea's this, and you think the world's just.
I don't
like
know.
North
I
Korea.
feel like who the fuck knows? Like at the end of the day,
Are you familiar with existentialism?
yeah,
I think that's just what you're tripping on. You just got like an existential kind of point of view on
maybe,
things.
yeah.
It's just like this is different to this
You see,
person.
that's my problem. I need to. If my mind wanders, like if I'm not busy for 2 or 3 days, I'm fucked.
So you like OCD kind of or whatever.
No, not even. I don't know. I mean, I've never been to. Well, I have, but I've never been diagnosed with anything.
You've been doing this for like half an hour. Just waving
See, they
your
don't know
hand.
what this is.
And we're not real, Hugh. So
Yeah, don't tell me that. We are.
that would be great if we like committed to that bit and all this like deflated, and then you had to kind of make sense.
See,
of
that's
it.
kind of my worst fear is like waking up one morning and no one's left.
And you just got a rock hard penis.
No, you're just in the world.
You're just all by yourself.
Like it's
pissing
fine. Like
straight.
you've got, it's not
Pissing
even
vertically.
it's not even post-apocalyptic. Like you've got lipstick.
Post-apocalyptic. That's
like
great.
Post Malone in lipstick.
Once, my biggest
post-apocalyptic.
fear is when all the lipstick runs out. You know.
Post-apocalyptic.
Because I won't be able to masturbate ever
Yeah,
again.
it's
'cause I need
actually a
to be having
finite
masturbate
resource
with
they're
it.
mining out of Vietnam.
Why'd you point at me when you said Vietnam?
I don't know. It feels like you've been on a trip to Thailand for different reasons.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
different places though, buddy.
But sex tourism's a big industry.
Huge. It's one of the.
Yeah.
I think
It's
it's like
kind of-
literally one of the biggest industries
See-
in the entire world.
My dad,
Multi-billion
My
dollar.
dad didn't have me till he was 49, and he was coming to the end of kind of the I can get out there. He was getting into the whole let's order a Ukrainian kind of.
Oh, that's what happens when you get to that age.
When you get to
So
that
what's
age,
left?
you
Yeah,
order,
Ukraine.
you Google a, that's
Ukrainian. What?
A 45-year-old
No.
plus man search, Google search is just Ukraine. If you type in
Ukraine,
you, it's just going to be Ukraine.
Filipino, kind of 25-year-old Ukrainian women
Yeah.
who want to escape.
So he was a single guy,
Yeah,
Gosh.
he's a character.
and who
I
did
want
he
him
end
to
up
do
settling
stand-up.
down with?
Pardon?
Who did he end up settling down with?
With the woman, my
Yeah,
mother.
the woman. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
How
She-
old? How old?
So you're
There's
half
a 12-year
Ukrainian.
difference.
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. It's not
too bad.
weird.
That's not weird at all.
Nah, it's pretty normal.
Feels like he kind of copped out a little bit. We could have
Yeah.
been talking to like some pretty hot young Filipino kid.
I know.
I know. Or girl.
Yeah, I've looked at the Ukrainian mail order bride sites. I've been down the rabbit hole.
Have you?
Really?
Yeah,
Who's the rabbit?
the
Hole.
the
The rabbit hole.
Ukrainian women.
Hello, my name is Rabbit. I'm from the Ukraine. Hello.
But like you watch those like fucking Eastern European vlogs just to look at attractive women.
Ukrainian women and Russian women, they look off.
You see, here's
There's
the thing.
something off
They
about them.
age horribly.
Do they?
They
Yeah,
do.
they're not normal
They're
people.
beautiful at 25.
Yeah.
But at 35, you're like, Grandma, what are we doing later, Grandma?
It's from
Yeah.
eating all like the salty foods and stuff, probably.
Nah, I
I
don't know.
think there's something going on because they've got pretty bad teeth. Like, I watched, like, the TLC thing about that guy that went to the Ukraine to meet that girl, like, 5 times or something like that.
Yeah.
And you see this girl, they're attractive, but you look long enough, you can see the things that are going on. Like, they've got weird teeth.
I mean, it's a brutal
Like,
land.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
The Ukraine.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Ukraine?
No. I've never really done Europe.
Right. I would love to go to the Ukraine, see what's going on.
Well, isn't it? Are they still at war? What's going on?
I don't even know.
Who knows? I don't watch the news anymore. I haven't watched the news in like 6 months.
Really? You've stopped?
Yeah, and I remember. So I used to live with my grandma, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the news for 3 months. Then one
Your
time.
Ukrainian mum.
No,
Call
yeah,
her
she was
grandma
35, but she's Ukrainian. But
Yeah.
I hadn't watched it in 3 months. I'm having like a fucking steak and potato dinner, and they had the news on, and I was like screaming at the TV, just like, these fuckwits! I want to kill them in front of their children and laugh. Like my grandma, yeah, my grandma's just sitting there like,
It's like, it's an ad, sweetie. The news hasn't started yet.
I know
This
you
is-
just eat your vegetables, cunt. Like fucking.
Why were you so worked up with the news?
I do get worked up at the news.
Were you just hungry?
I just hate them. Like the ABC, right? I don't want to get political again.
No, go.
But
go.
they're fucking these rich fuckwits who went to uni. They've been spoon-fed their entire lives. They don't know the reality of life. They've never worked a real job in their life. And they fucking did a journalism degree and think they're changing the world by fucking... Like, if someone talks about the coronavirus one more time on the news, like, oh, there's India's fucked. Like, who cares?
It does.
Like,
I
seriously.
don't.
No, listen.
I think we'd be better off without India. Personally.
10,000, here's the reality. 10,000 African children starve to death every day. Right? This is not the charity me trying to sell you
This is
something.
your-
I'm going to call you tomorrow
And
and
I need
get
that
money.
to keep happening so I can keep ejaculating.
No, but
The thought of
10,000
that-
African
yeah.
children starve to death every day, right?
That's why I wake up with
Why
an
the
erection.
fuck do we care about like another fucking... Like, we destroy the entire economy. All these people kill themselves because they've been locked in their bedroom for months. And if you want to stop people dying, then fucking look at another issue. Like, at the end of the day, this isn't that crazy.
I think it's because it's an issue that's affecting everyone equally. where
That's
it's kinda
true.
like-
I don't know what I'm
No,
fucking
I
talking
like
about.
It's all about discourse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
about,
yeah.
And that's what this show is. We want people to come on here and literally have discourse because I don't know the answer.
No.
I'm the first to admit I have no idea.
Yeah,
but isn't it?
I
an
know the
idea
answer.
of like- yeah, no,
And that's why
go
we're
ahead.
such good co-hosts. Because Karim doesn't know the answer and I know the answer.
Yeah.
It's all...
I like your passion though. Like it's about having.
yeah,
I'm
it's
serious. Like,
It's
I actually
good.
believe that, yeah.
No, it's good.
But the crazy thing is, I don't know. I feel like you can kind of like get bitter in that. I'm not saying that you are, but that's a pattern of thought that you can kind of resonate in, and it does make you kind of bitter because you're like, yeah, this person's fucking dumb, and then it's like, oh, well, you identify with the other side. No, the other side's fucking dumb. They're both wrong.
Yeah.
Neither of them are right. But then the thing is, like you were saying before, like, I mean, I went through this. I went through this big time and had my housemate, Noah, who normally produces the podcast. And he was like...
He was Chinese and Jackson made him leave the house because he thought he
No,
was going to give him the virus.
it's not true.
Yeah.
But that's why I stopped watching the news. Like, I am that person to go down
Yeah,
that
100%.
like
Yeah.
bitter thing, and I realize I got to stop.
But the point is, and this is what like he told me, because I was just like, yeah, there's this and this and this. And he's like, well, but at the end of the day, you have to find some kind of happiness in it. You can just pick one and be like, well, that's good enough. Nothing is right. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but things can be good enough. You know? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the nicest thing you can kind of hold on to and be like, yeah, right. Life isn't that bad.
That's right. Well, you just got to... at the end of the day, it sounds selfish, but just think about yourself. Like, focus on your own problems. Like, because if everyone's too worried fucking about everyone else, and then they get depressed because it's all overwhelming, it's easy to focus on, the sandwiches at Woolworths are on quick sale. Like, let's get that. Instead of being, I got to change the world. You know what I mean? Like, I'm focused on getting from my house to the train station and then to work and then back home and watching fucking an episode of Seinfeld instead of... the world's ending, I'm fucked.
I think it's people, if you literally are a business owner and you've lost your business, you lost your livelihood, and it's actually directly affecting you.
Fuck them.
I think they're the people. They're the people that are just like, hey, just to let you know, I've lost everything because of this. I don't think we went about this the right way. And they're the people I can kind of understand want to have like a very staunch and very straight up point of view on this issue. Where it's like, hey, it's affecting me.
Yeah.
But I guess it's tricky when it's coming from someone who actually isn't being affected by it, probably has positive effects from it, trying to speak on behalf of other people. That's where it can kind of get a bit lost.
Yeah.
A bit lost and a bit confusing, where it's like, do you know anyone around you that's had direct effects?
That's right. That's
that.
again, at the end of the day, no one knows what the fuck we're talking about. Like, we all, you know what I mean.
But then we all kind of
have a general idea, but we don't know the reality. Bring it back to the deep state.
Yeah.
Bring it back to the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could just be fucking inserted into the population by the government.
It was Bill Gates.
Which it kind of is.
Have you dabbled in QAnon?
I don't even know what it is. Everyone keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to chuck a wazzy.
Yeah, too easy.
Keep rolling.
yeah, I don't know. So what's the well, isn't it just like the whole there's some fucking guy above... I mean, Pizzagate's real, obviously, but...
Okay. Because I want to see how deep you've gone. So you have looked into Pizzagate.
I've looked into it, but I've never believed in it.
Oh, you never believed in it?
Nah, because it's just weird. But like, you look at Bill Clinton, right? He obviously was mates with Epstein, who was a pedophile.
Yeah.
So obviously they are pedophiles.
There's
like
stuff
Clinton
going
is
on.
a
Yeah, of
pedophile.
course.
Hillary would know about this. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. This Truman shit. These fucking cunts at the top level who kind of control society, they're in another society. It's like It's like 1984. We're the proletariat. They're in the party, right? And they've got their own rules in the party.
Yeah, I feel it's also life. People at the top are the ones who make the rules are going to kind of be able to get away with a little more. And that's just always going to happen. Like having power equals corruption.
Yeah.
And I think no matter how many times...
That's why we need a revolution.
You don't even need a revolution, because what happens, you get these people like the people like you, the QAnon people, they finally get to the top. Do you know what I mean? And the exact same thing starts happening. You guys are like, hey, these kids in Thailand, these kids in Vietnam are pretty hot. Do you know what I mean?
That. I did not.
And that's the thing. Like, it's as simple as that to be like, hey, I actually am the one that controls everything now. I want to go do this thing that's illegal because I can.
Yeah, but that's an interesting.
Have the same thing again and again. When this group gets to the top, they're going to start doing the illegal activity.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. You're right. Like, you got to be putting yourself in someone else's shoes and go, well, if I could get away with it.
If you were Bill Clinton, you're going to be going to that island. Let's just be honest. If we're all Bill Clinton, we're going to Little St. James.
But like, it's easy to say no. I wouldn't. But if you look at the statistics of the celebrities who can, most of them do.
Yeah, of course.
Isn't that weird to think about?
That's the crazy thing.
Like, they were all normal growing up in the suburbs at one point in life, going to the local public school.
And then
they made it, and then most of them do that.
Having sex with kids.
And other stuff.
But it's the whole idea of like the classic idea of, I never would have been a Nazi if I lived in
That's
Germany.
bullshit. That is bullshit when people say that.
Yeah, and it's
I didn't even
the same
live in Germany. Actually, that might be a good bit. I might actually use that, fellas.
Write that down.
That's a great.
I'll remember.
Oh, that's great. We've got 3 people on mics right now. I've never been to Germany. We're all Nazis, so these Germans out here are saying that.
Hey,
but
I'm not even in Germany.
But yeah, it's the same idea. It's like, I wouldn't have been a Nazi if I was in that situation. It's the same thing. I wouldn't have been a pedophile if I was a multi-billionaire.
I'm not even a multi-billionaire. It's easy.
Oh, fuck.
XYZ, that's my catchphrase. It's me.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got a new nickname too. Not a nickname. Is it a nickname? You know what I mean? Like an alias? The smartest man alive. That's my new alias.
I like that.
Yeah. Jackson Grant, the smartest man alive. Because I was always saying it to my girlfriend whenever I'd pull off like a minor accomplishment. I'd be like, I am the smartest man alive. Do you ever get that rush?
Man.
You do something that you think is amazing and you're like, I am the smartest man alive right now. I get that all the time.
Really? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I think like genius.
Too young. When I'm like, if I write something down that's really smart at 78, I could be the smartest man alive, but not 8. I'm not
Well,
that
you
cocky.
can, but you never can be. That's the thing, because I am. You'll have to kill me first. Actually, I'm not going to tempt you.
You need to die of a drug overdose between now and the time I'm 78.
Man, I totally just derailed that. I feel like you guys were...
Nah, it's all right. Let's change the subject. What else is going? What else is funny? This has been way too not even debatey, but too maybe not. I don't know.
Well, you know what, man? Like I was listening back to some of the earlier episodes that we did. Yeah, I listened to one like maybe 2 days ago, like a very early episode that we did. And it was before we were even really having like comedians on as guests and whatever. Me and K-Dot weren't even doing stand-up yet. So it was funny, but some of the discussions that we were having was like the most entertaining kind of part of it.
Yeah.
So it's sick,
Sometimes, yeah.
It's good to have both. And you said you listen to what, like Rogies?
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Tim
very
Dillon
funny.
podcast is good. He's a bit more conspiracy.
Yeah.
He's kind of... But he does it in a funny way. That's my problem. I got to figure out how to do it in a funny way without seeming like a fucking...
No, it is kind of funny because you get really worked up.
Yeah, well, I used to believe it. I don't... To be honest, at the moment, I don't give a fuck about anything. But I used to be like that guy who could go for 5 hours on...
Look, I'll kill myself right now. I don't give a fuck about
Will
nothing.
you? You wouldn't.
No, I love my life, bro.
What's this?
He's trying to get me to kill myself.
Do it. You want to kill yourself?
No, sorry, you were talking about like.
Let's talk about killing herself.
Where
We've all been there.
where were you before? I
Yeah,
feel like I was
everyone
such a good spot.
got...
We've all been there. We're there a lot. I'm there a lot. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's normal. I think as soon as, like, it needs to be more socially accepted, the idea of, like, wanting to kill yourself. I know if you go on
it needs
Twitter,
to
you
be...
realise.
Like... Here's the thing, right? When people go, oh yeah, suicide awareness, it's too overhyped. When you're actually in it, you realize that it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's the same.
You're like, where's the help now?
No, well, almost. Because like it's the same with most things, I reckon. Like it's easy for someone on the outside to go. It's probably full circle back to everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
It's easy for most people to go when they're on the outside. Oh, fucking harden up, or yeah, don't worry about it, just move on. It probably applies to everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
But when you're actually in it, and then it's good to have the foresight to go, well, actually, you know, that means that this we're talking, you know, whatever. But when you're actually in it, you go, fuck, it would be good if everyone was like on a, you know, more
Everyone
open.
kind of got it, yeah. We
'Cause
talk
when
about that sort of stuff.
From the outside, because I've been in both places, and you've been like, oh, fuck, everyone talks about it too much. It's not, you know, it's too open. And then you're in it, and you're like, fuck, I need someone to talk to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're on both sides.
Yeah.
I think, like, this really speaks to what you're talking about, Hugh, but, like, you said this to me ages ago, K-Dot. It's just, like, because life always seems like it's changing kind of thing. But, I mean, I'm 24 now, right? It kind of gets to a point where these things kind of, like, repeat a little bit. You can fall into the same patterns of, like, anxiety or, like, addiction or, like, laziness. Something's just not getting
depression.
ticked. Yeah, but, yeah, that cycle kind of comes up and you see it rear its head again. You fall through that thing, but you don't realize that it's just happening again.
Yeah.
The only thing that it's consistent in change, but it's just like this continual kind of like circle of like ups and downs kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's all life really is. There's like a finite amount of like emotions and shit you can have. Sometimes you get stretched a little bit further. You can be like a little bit happier than you've ever been, a little bit sadder than you've ever been, but it will always kind of like
I reckon you can't be happy in the moment. You only have... I found myself that I'm never happy or sad. Well, actually, I'm never happy in the moment. It's always, oh, that was good before. I was happy
you
then.
never find yourself happy in the moment.
Not really.
What about
This
when
is
you
great.
laugh and you laugh, you're having a great time.
But then you're not thinking about it then.
Oh, you need to be conscious of it.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I don't want to
Yeah.
come
This is
too
what-
quickly inside this
Yeah.
Vietnamese teenager because I...
Cut.
Oh,
No,
okay,
but like, you're always kind of looking forward to the future. It's never like this is good, because I say this a lot. Like the thing with life, it's about the journey. You realize it's about the journey, right? But you don't realize you're on a journey until the journey's over. Like life for me is about collecting stories to tell at the nursing home when I've got a week to live. That's
great.
That's like the
Way to look
classic
at it.
idea about life.
Pretty
where it's like,
much.
I want to be able to.
How
have
interesting is the
stories
book
to tell
gonna
my
be?
grandchildren?
Is the book going to be
But
interesting?
the thing is, your grandchildren couldn't care less. Even
This
if
is
you're the
also
most
true.
interesting man on earth, they'll be like.
But
no,
this is
no,
the
you were
problem.
lame.
You look at again. You're looking at the happiness in the future. You get there, no one gives a fuck, and you're like,
one cares. Your grandchildren do not care about your stories. They don't
not
care
really.
if you were.
They care for 15 minutes. They don't want the whole life. They don't want the 10
and they're
hour
never
version.
gonna
They
care.
care enough to get in your will. That's about it.
They're like, oh wow, you're in a rock band. Oh wow, that's really cool.
Oh,
You
that's
toured the
great.
world.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Rock music's kind of like.
Ooh, what's rock music?
But if you were
Yes.
super famous, I reckon you wouldn't even want to talk about that.
You wouldn't.
Could you
You'd be more
imagine
humble.
like bragging to your grandchildren? Yeah. Like
Brad Pitt used to mean something.
I did
back in the
Live
day.
Aid, dickhead. What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? No, yeah.
And you'd be like, my name used to mean something, like Jay-Z trying to tell Blue Ivy. Or
Yeah,
Blue
I don't want
Ivy's
to brag,
fault.
but when you talk to celebrities, when they're your friends, right?
Yeah.
They, you know,
Well, maybe like Jay-Z's kid. You got Jay-Z and Beyonce, and it's like, I guess we were talking about before, like you look at what you're used to around you and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to be terrible and spoiled and everything. But then you have
Yeah.
Jay-Z who came from like nothing. Hopefully, like maybe they'll be able to instill that, and that's what's going to bring about the change on the like top end of things, you know?
Yeah, I feel
of the elites.
there probably are like two areas you can go where your kids are going to kind of be enamored by you and be like living off your legacy. Kind of like a Jaden Smith scenario, or they're not going to care about you.
well,
and
it's
do their
like
own
Paul
thing,
McCartney's
or-
kid. Who I'm just thinking, who else is the son of a famous? I'm pretty sure Sinatra's kid's quite big.
doing the same sort of thing. I know that like Grace Jones has like a son who's just obsessed with her,
Oh, who
and he's
else?
kind of like
Oh.
a model doing the same.
I mean,
thing.
John Lennon's son.
And they're like obsessed with their.
They
That's the
do
thing,
the whole
yeah.
music
They
thing,
do
but
the whole
the
angle.
reality is he would not be famous.
Yes,
Like he
if-
would not be
yeah.
a music. He would not be on Wikipedia as a singer-songwriter if John Lennon wasn't his dad. No
And they're not
offense,
good.
Sean, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying, but you know what I mean.
But they're not that good. They don't have like the. They're not. Never
There's
gonna
a
be seen
reason
as,
their
like,
dad
legitimate.
is the one they talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's like, did you listen to Sean Lennon's fucking latest album? How amazing! Like, no one ever talks
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that's such a good. I can't think of one person.
Jaden Smith's done a decent job, but
But he's always doing acts with his dad, like he started. It's like, let's say in comedy, if you were Seinfeld's son or someone, you'd be 12 and he'd be like, oh, come up on stage with me. You get 10 years of stage time,
Yep.
like at the top level before you even need to start a career.
But
So you
we're-
get a
That's
head
true.
start.
I guess we're kind of talking about like the absolute pinnacle of it. But there can be definitely like I was thinking about today all the bands that I like, and I'm like, but they're never going to get any bigger because that's how big the scene is. You know what I mean? Like all
that's
these
true.
people like in the Australian rock scene, and it's like, but they'll never be AC/DC. But I don't want them to be either. Like they're perfect as they are. And that's a lot of that is not built on any like star power or anything like that. You could hang out with any of these people that'd be like a very fucking normal person. Point being, like, you could have success in that kind of way. You might hang out with John Lennon's kid and you're like, wow, that's a very good songwriter and blah, 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 blah. But they're never going to be a star.
He's probably a great
with
guy,
that.
but
he's probably is
but
he
he
better
can-
than the
but
celebrity?
everyone's
is he
an
better than John?
individual at the end of the day. Like,
Does
obviously,
he,
obviously Sean Lennon didn't grow up around
Yeah.
women all over him and
And he
the
never
whole
will.
Beatlemania
Yeah.
thing. It's a whole different. Everyone's an individual, man.
But can it happen? Can it happen being the kid of like someone famous and then outshining?
Well,
your-
who is?
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened. And usually it's like the opposite. Like Sean Lennon's pretty not that great.
What about no? Miley Cyrus is probably bigger than Billy Ray
yeah.
Cyrus.
Billy
Yeah.
Ray was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, but he's still big.
yeah, he was
It's-
still,
it's
everyone
the-
knows.
the
everyone knows
daughter,
Ned.
the daughter, but yeah,
Everyone saw him as like one of the least talented people in existence.
but it doesn't
You
matter.
know, it kind
But
of does.
a
If
lot of the-
someone's seen as like Vanilla Ice's kid, do you know what I mean? Like someone who is kind of like the public consensus is this person doesn't have any talent. Billy Ray Cyrus. I think I was watching
Or
like a comedy bit.
Stiller.
Huh?
Oh,
Stiller.
Yep. Great.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
another
what's
example.
His dad's name?
He was
Jerry?
No, he was on Seinfeld. He
Oh.
died recently,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
he wasn't that great.
Yeah, but again,
Yeah.
another like kind of a B-list star. He was
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
would-
and then-
B-list.
and
he'd
then
be
had a-
always B-list.
B-list and I don't think there's any AA list and then another AA list. You know what I mean? It's always
true.
like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you'd recognize them, but it's not the star of the show.
Yes.
Is it Jerry Stiller?
Jerry Stiller.
And then Ben Stiller.
And then, yeah, Ben destroyed him.
What about-
Because Ben's one of the
Ben's
greatest
one
actors.
one of the funniest people
Yeah,
like, to ever
fantastic.
be on TV. Like, he's just perfect.
My favorite is when he's in that Smash Mouth music video.
What?
He's
Is
in
he?
the opening of one of them.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you not thinking about, what's it called, Jack Johnson Taylor?
Do they?
Taylor music video.
No.
You don't know Jack Johnson. He was in
But yeah, anyway. But yeah,
No.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Even if you
Yeah.
think about the creations of one person, like one person can only have an album that's like the one everyone talks about. Because if they have another one that's better than that, then that's the one everyone talks about. You know what I mean? Like or like Family Guy is fucking massive. It's a TV show, and then you've got American Dad. which I prefer personally. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like that can't be as big as Family Guy. And if it is, then
Family-
it'll be like, oh, Family Guy's not as big as American Dad. You can kind of almost only have that one thing, and whatever is the tallest building is the one that you compare the rest of them to.
Some people though, it's rare when it happens, but the South Park guys, Matt and Trey, have really kind of done that. They did it with Book of Mormon.
Green Day with American Idiot, after they had like 2 really bad albums, they kind of peaked with Dookie, which was like in 94, and then had like another 2 albums which are good, and then another 2 that were kind of trash. And then American Idiot, complete rebrand, and it was their biggest album to date.
Yeah.
Like fucking 20 years after.
Yeah,
they
so
started
it can happen. There is
Well, it's
a
like-
way to.
Can
the
happen,
Beatles,
yeah.
not the Beach Boys had a top hit number 1 in the 80s, I think.
Really?
Did it? Or am I wrong? I like to sound like I know what I'm talking about with music, but I've really got no idea.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I'd say it's one of my many passions in life.
Right.
do you
What kind
play?
of music?
No, I used to play the saxophone, but I got to get a guitar and fucking learn because I'm really
Yeah.
into like I was gonna get a Clash tattoo on my arm.
Oh,
yeah.
You're
Like,
a fan of the Clash.
I love them.
My favorite band of all time.
Oh,
You probably like my band, man.
I probably would.
Yeah. It's like,
Stay Free is
vibe.
one of my favorite
Oh,
songs.
goodness gracious.
I was gonna get Lost in the Supermarket, something like that. It's just I
I'm
love.
not down the card cheap.
Oh,
like-
Coca-Cola.
Goodness gracious. We're gonna have a talk about the Clash.
yeah.
after this.
They're the best.
My-
They're the best. They're the best.
I
We've ever
have
done it.
fantasies that Mick Jones is my dad.
I was in.
and then I murder him.
and he gets caught in Vietnam with a with a teenager. I think when I was in London, I went to like this mod shop or whatever, mod punk shop, and the guy at the store was like, Mick Jones was here yesterday.
Oh, I would have cried.
And everyone was like bowing down to him.
Yeah,
And I was
he's
like,
ama-
goodness gracious. Like that hit me hard.
All his songs are fucking.
He's,
You cry to his music.
I love Mick Jones more than anyone.
Agreed.
Who do you
He's
think?
this perfect milky voice.
Oh.
Like, he's just everything.
Who do you think's a musician that if you were in the room with them, you would just kind of be like, or like, you know how they say like it kind of radiates off people, like off some stars. Like,
There's too many. There's
Yeah,
too
I
many.
reckon Henry Rollins, George Harrison.
really?
Yeah, I reckon they'd be interesting people.
But I think most would. Like, if...
The stars have got good stories.
Yeah, like...
but I wouldn't really care about being in the same room as Billie Eilish.
Nah.
If she walked in
Modern
right
music,
now, you'd be
yeah.
freaking out.
The mainstream
You'd be-
modern music isn't that
If
exciting.
Bruno Mars walked in, and the thing is, like, everyone's going to get starstruck if Bruno Mars walks in and like, hey, guys,
I like Bruno Mars though.
you would kind of
But
be
I
like,
wouldn't.
oh, gosh.
I also like Billie Eilish, but like maybe I like her like a 5 out of 10.
If she comes into the room, you're going to change that. You're going to
See,
feel
no.
a lot.
But that's
It's
show.
just the idea of celebrity.
That's the weird thing with show business is like it's so much of it is connections. I got no idea what I'm talking about again. I'm so new
No,
to
no.
the whole thing, but it's so much of it is connections.
Yeah.
That'd be the scariest thing about getting to the top. Is are you being nice to me because do you actually like me as a person, or do you want me to give you my manager's phone number?
I feel that way too. That's why I remain a loser. So I know all my friends actually like me.
Is that a lyric from one of your songs?
I should be. Shouldn't
It
it?
should be. It's not.
Yeah,
that
there we go.
line.
I got a new joke and a new lyric out of this
There you go.
podcast.
What,
That's
what's,
the only 2 good things that have come about.
what star would you let penetrate you?
Billie Eilish.
Blondie from
Oh,
Blondie.
right. That's your number one.
She's pretty. Back in the day, she's pretty attractive.
I like that.
All of ABBA.
Oh, yes.
The Wiggles.
I saw them live.
I think I may have seen the Wiggles live.
They were pretty normal. Like you'd see them at the pub on a Wednesday
Oh,
at
you
lunchtime.
saw the,
Yeah.
like...
No, the real
ironic-
things.
Ironic
No,
Wiggles?
no, they're real.
Or as a kid?
Back in the as a kid.
Oh, you saw the Wiggles
I
as
don't
a
listen to
kid.
them now, but
Oh, but people go to see the Wiggles now. Like
The Red Wiggles always around Newtown.
oh
His
really?
name.
Really?
What's his name?
I only know
Murray.
Wake Up Jeff.
Murray.
Oh, Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Murray.
Wake Up Jeff. I used to live near
Oh,
Wake Up
imagine
Jeff.
the fucking headlines the day that Jeff dies.
Oh.
I don't even want to think about it.
Jeff
He
won't
didn't wake up.
But everyone, no. Here's the thing with that. Everyone's like, oh no, that'd be sad as a joke. Like you wouldn't actually lose sleep over it.
Jeff Wood
Who's Jeff?
from the Wiggles.
Oh,
They
yeah.
used to
but-
just say that because he was Asian. Do you know that?
Like he
That's
does, he
also
hasn't
the
have
thing.
he hasn't had a profound effect on my life. Like when Mick Jones dies, I'll be sad genuinely, but not like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Again, it's the whole idea. People who've had a solid impact on your life. Like there are a few. There's a few people that could die and it would ruin my entire life.
You know how
Not
we're
it'd
talking
ruin
about-
a few weeks.
No. Like if some podcasters.
Who?
Luis J. Gomez, if he died, I would really be messed up for.
Let me just say this
Probably
quickly.
years.
You know, we were talking about like kids outshining their parents.
Yeah,
I reckon if Jeff had a daughter, she'd probably.
she'd be pretty good looking.
Yeah, I was kind of going for a big one there. Just thinking, I was like the perfect.
Like, I
loop.
just tap it, like not even a tap.
All right, since there was no laugh, let me actually explain my thought process. So, Jeff being like of Asian descent, I suppose.
Yes.
We were talking about that earlier in the show. So I thought I was kind of like linking together like a couple different, like being more famous. Which star would you let penetrate you?
Yep, and then Vietnamese. Like
Child,
should be a
yeah.
Vietnamese child if he had a daughter.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we just put it all out there, like the premise for the listeners to actually make the punchline.
You
Because there
guys put it
definitely is a
together.
joke in there somewhere.
I physically hurt right now.
But yeah, finishing up. Anything? What's like the craziest thing happened at school?
At school, not
Yeah,
much.
at
Nothing
Knox.
really. Oh, actually, there was this really kind of flamboyant gay swim teacher. And then, like, I remember in year 11, he was caught with child porn on his phone at the swimming pool. And we were, like, sitting in economics, and the teacher, like, he got fucking pinned down in the car park at school, gun to his head, ice in the car.
Oh, police.
Yeah. Look him up. Nick Warby, I think
What'd
his
you
name.
say? Ice in the car.
Yeah.
What do
He
you
had
mean?
ice.
He had ice, as in the amphetamine. Nick
Gosh.
Warby. He looks like, look him up. And
He had ice in the car to cool down his cheeks whenever he was finished training.
But
'cause
he
got
used
really
to,
hot.
What's his name?
this Nick Warby, he used to like personally drive kids to sport and stuff.
Do you have any interactions with him?
Yeah. He took me to a triathlon.
Really?
Yeah.
Personally,
what were the events? Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I know this place. A friend told me that this place is terrible.
It is Knox Grammar School, never send your children there. It is
that
the
them?
worst place.
Why?
If you want to breed your children to be fucking good to rip off your grandma for a $500,000 a year bonus and be doing lines while thinking about the hooker you're going to smash tonight, send your child to fucking Knox.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a
Well,
pretty cool kid.
it's good
I'm
for
sorry.
a year. It's
Yeah.
fun for a year, but when you overdose at 35, it's not.
Gosh, so what's
they're
so bad about
They're
it?
just cunts.
The teachers.
No, the people. The
Oh,
North Shore
kids.
mentality, they're just fucking snobby cunts.
Interesting.
So it says New South Wales District Court
He's in prison.
Judge
he was
Gina
31.
O'Rourke said Nick Warby, the former sports director at Knox Grammar, had embraced Christianity, has rebaptized, stopped using drugs and alcohol, and turned his life around. Does not
his kids
does
around,
not
am I
say
right?
that he is no longer looking at illegal child. What would you call
No,
it?
he's in prison. He got done.
What? No, he's out of prison now.
No, he's in prison.
Oh, you keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Where is he?
We actually have a surprise
He's
for you.
upstairs. We've got a surprise.
special guest.
He was relieved. It was a blessing in disguise. Being arrested and charged.
I like that blessing in disguise.
That's just pandering to the jury.
Be like, I was actually so glad.
It's like all the serial killers who are like born again Christians, don't watch porn.
It's almost like good I murdered those people because
Yeah,
wouldn't be
now
the
I
man am
found
today.
Christ.
Yeah.
They're, the son of Sam is like that. I don't know
Really?
if he's
Found-
still alive. Yeah, he's like the head of the church at fucking whatever prison.
Gosh.
They're all fucked, dude.
This guy's a fucking scumbag, man. He told doctors he'd often get obliterated on ice and watch child porn.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna watch child porn, you
and
may
then
as
at
well.
9 o'clock he'd be teaching the under 10 swimming class. Like that's his night, and then 10 hours later, that's what he's doing. Like
It
how
says that?
that's.
What that
But
thing I
what,
just
the
said, yeah.
rumor is it was
he was
planted.
also sexually
See,
abused
the
by
school-
several.
The thing with
members.
this school, right? In the past, kids were raped, and the principal covered it up. There are rumors.
What, with like a blanket or something?
No, covered it up. Covered it up, as in not talking about it. There are rumors that this was planted to get him to fuck him off before.
Oh, before the other stuff.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
like a press release.
Pretty
like a band
much.
puts out a press
Because
release
apparently
before an
he
album
left
or
his
something.
phone at the side of the pool with child porn open, which is bullshit.
How do you find that stuff?
That
I
is
know,
bullshit.
You never
That-
find
that-
that. It doesn't
who
work
is
like
doing that?
Because if that was the case, I would be in prison.
That's why I don't go to public pools anymore.
I'm banned.
That's why I got That's why they have waterproof phones, so the pedophiles can take them swimming with them, so they don't have to leave them at the side of the pool. Because it just kept on happening. Like they would go swimming. Because pedophiles like swimming.
Have you heard of a prison wallet?
That's what it's called. You put the phone inside of you so you can go swimming.
In your
So
mouth.
no one
In your mouth, right?
In your mouth, right?
Under your tongue.
Yeah.
Imagine just putting a phone up your butt in prison or something like that.
That's
and
what
you're
they-
just walking around weird, and the guard's like, "What's up?" And you're like, "Oh, I got a phone in my ass." They're like, "Oh, okay."
You say something so
The guy's like,
obscure
let's try
they don't
calling
check.
it.
Oh, don't even say
Like, no,
that.
it feels good. It feels good. It's hitting the G spot and everything. That's wild. See, he took you to a triathlon.
Yeah.
Just
We
you and
didn't take,
him.
I was there. I got a lift, but he took some kids there. He was there handing out Gatorade.
Really?
Like, and a year later, we're all watching him getting pinned down in the car park by some cop.
God, you
Actually,
watched it.
and another,
Mr. Warby, no.
we had our head of like discipline. He was an ex-cop and he was there and he was on trial for corruption while he was at the school. And one day he just stopped turning up. Everyone looks it up and he'd been like fucking chicks in his fucking cop car on patrol.
That's cool.
That's
kinda
cool.
sick.
What's that
That's
kinda
sick.
Moynihan.
That's
Moynihan. He was on the case of that Spider-Man kid who disappeared.
Cool. Ooh.
And he was like the head detective.
And his name's Moynihan.
Look, who was the kid who in the Spider-Man costume? Who they still haven't found him.
I have a vague Spider-Man kid.
Police. Look up police. Mr.
He went missing, and he was on that case.
Yeah, he was the head detective drilling the guy who was, and he got in trouble for like something, like he was, his tactics was like, we know you did it when they had no evidence.
Oh, right.
And he tried to guilt trip the guy into admitting.
His name was Officer Moynihan, which is a cool name.
Yeah, Moynihan.
And
But-
then he was like
I
smashing
mean, at
chicks
the end of
with
the
Smashing
day,
birds in
here's
his
the
cop
reality. Fucking some chick in your cop car, that's not corruption.
That's not corruption.
You
at
don't
all.
go to prison for that.
No.
That's like
your phone.
that's a
at the-
week in playing with papers in the office.
Yes.
Like, as long as it's consensual. If it's consensual, who fucking cares?
But if it's a kid in a Spider-Man costume, that's
Oh,
a
no,
different-
no.
different
that might be the
conversation.
darkest thing that's ever been said on the
That's 10 to life. That's not a week playing
Hey
with
kid,
paper.
I got something else, blue and red.
It's my webs.
And they couldn't see him because
They
like
call me
he was
Dr.
in this-
Coctopus.
You want to see my green goblin?
Yeah,
Like,
we've done that already. I literally said that on another episode.
I'll have you walking like the penguin when we done.
That's great.
That's a good
Batman,
one.
though. Batman villain. Something about Sandman.
Something about you want the most
my
American.
Venom. I'll show you Carnage.
Because you're a nerd, you actually know so much about Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man.
I'm going to take some photos afterwards and show it to whoever that guy is.
I love Spider-Man. That's why I got a picture of him right here.
What, you take some photos and show it to that guy, Michael, no, what's he called? That actor afterwards. Spider-Man.
What are we at?
Who else is there?
Time-wise. This has been a great episode so far.
Time flies.
Oh, we are actually there. And
Yeah. But yeah, we want to kind of know, is there anything else you want to kind of let the people know? Like get out into the public?
Fuck
Anything
the
really-
Freemasons.
Freemasons.
Fuck the Freemasons. That's about it.
Oh, you guys were talking about QAnon. That sounded so interesting.
Yeah, we weren't really.
We
I don't
weren't
even know
really.
what it is.
Yeah, you didn't know
I don't know what it is either.
They stormed the Capitol, but that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's those guys.
Yeah, but they were probably actors anyway. That was probably some deep state fucking
How deep have you gone in on the internet?
very deep.
What are the good sites nowadays? You got what's there? 4chan, 8chan.
Yeah, I don't think you have to get on a VPN. You can't go on 4chan without a VPN. It's banned in Australia. But there's not that. It's not
But
that
I
exciting.
think I was on. I found 8chan recently.
Yeah, I've never gone there. I don't
Really?
like. I'm a nervous kind of. Like, I have an itch and I'm gonna die of fucking AIDS. You know what I mean? That's me. I don't want to.
Really?
I don't want it on my search history, even like
You're
the
preaching
concept.
to the choir.
I
You
know,
had to
'cause
go to
we're
the
all-
bathroom twice within an hour before and was like, I think I have diabetes.
And I've been losing a whole bunch of weight and
Yeah.
coughing up blood. So
Too stressful.
An interesting
Too
one.
stressful.
And the lead singer, I don't even know, lead singer of the band Queen. So you think you're gonna die of AIDS also because you had sex?
No, I don't know what I'm gonna. I would.
AIDS.
I don't know if I want to die.
It's like a bug chase.
That's what people say about smoking cigarettes. It's like you choose what you know you're gonna die of. It's kind of freeing.
So you think you're gonna die of AIDS?
I'm going to die of a heart attack.
I don't know what
That's
I
what
would.
I've
I wouldn't.
chosen.
I just want to die quickly. Just
Wanna die
bang. I want to
quickly?
die in my sleep.
How old do you want to be?
I want to be as old as I get before my brain starts going. If I'm like 65 with my brain going, I would like to die at
You
that
like to
point.
die at
I don't want to
65.
be looking at my grandchildren going, "Who are you?" That's just too much.
And you
I
can't
wa-
even
I don't-
explain how cool your life was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This is the high point. I'll be telling them about this moment right now
I did this podcast
in Newtown, and this fucking there's some crack house 2 doors down,
and $2 up.
and
I
I
was
got the
in
bus
one.
there, and took a shit in the St. Peter's bus stop
Did you?
train station. Yeah, it was good.
Good one.
Good one.
It was good. I rarely shit at my house. I usually just go to Central Station
Why?
and do it there. I don't like spending money on toilet paper.
It's not that expensive.
But you gotta pinch the pennies, brother.
Oh, I guess you're in a share house.
People staunch it. The whole toilet paper economy is way off. Like you leave a toilet roll because it's such a tight ass move to be bringing your own toilet paper in and out of the bathroom.
That's one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
But you
It's
like
a better
leave
experience.
it there. Yeah,
You bring your own toilet paper into.
Sometimes.
You have to because you go without it and they've got the shitty quality
They've
stuff.
got the tiny,
Yeah.
little thin, papery
and,
stuff.
and you've got like the deluxe Gucci toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
And you leave it there like, oh fuck, these are my friends. And then you
Yeah.
come back, it's gone, and you've got shit on your hand because you're doing the prison. Like, you know what I mean? That's enough. Yeah, fuck 'em.
Yeah. There you go. It's pretty rough. Literally, that toilet paper.
It can be.
yeah, I'm a
And
big...
I don't want to wash out myself in the shower of a share house. That's too far. Like,
How many do you live with friends?
no, just 3 randoms: a Brazilian, a Brazilian, a Mexican, and a German.
I can see why you're scared of getting AIDS.
A Brazilian, a Mexican, and a German live in a share house.
And I'm the one Aussie.
What are they like? You don't know them.
They're alright. The Brazilian fucking smashes chicks every night, and it's so painful because I just hear it. Like,
Is he good? Good stroke game?
Oh, I'm trying to write a joke where it's like, I don't care how long men last in the bedroom. It's not my concern. But my housemates, if you could do it in 30 seconds, it'd be great. You know what I mean?
How
like,
long's a Brazilian lasting though?
oh,
How long are your
she
sessions?
gets in, like,
Oh, go.
no, he lasts for half an hour and then goes multiple times in the night. Like, I keep hearing her go to the shower.
Yeah.
Right? She goes back. They start watching an episode of fucking
It's probably because
Lucifer.
she's wiping her butt in the shower.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my toilet paper that I left. Yeah, and then they go back, watch an episode, like a 30-minute episode of some Netflix show, and then it's at it again. And the bed's squeaking, she's just screaming. Like, it sounds like porn, but
Have you ever jerked off to it?
I have been erect to it. And I don't know, I can't jerk, it's too
You
far.
haven't jerked. It's
No.
weird. It's weird, isn't it?
Because the
It's
erection's not something I can't control. Because I'm in my head, the sex, I like sex, boom. You know what I mean?
I'm
And
the
there's something you
opposite.
can't go
I'm
to
the
the
opposite,
bathroom
man. I
properly.
really can't deal with it when people are having, like, if I hear people having sex.
It's hard to think about.
Makes me pissed off. Yeah. It really does. I'm just like, fuck this.
It's like, be
know what
quiet.
it
Like,
is.
stop showing, like, I'm jealous, basically. Like, it makes you feel shitty.
It does.
Yeah,
It's a
probably.
weird feeling.
It's like,
a
I'm
weird
in bed at
sensation.
10:30. I've just watched 2 episodes of fucking Extras. And I've got to be at work tomorrow, and this guy's smashing some 10 in the room
Oh,
next to
she
me.
is a
And I'm
10.
scared to go clean my teeth because I don't want to fucking get interrupted. You know what I mean?
That's
my friend,
probably-
you want in on this? I can't even do a Brazilian
That's probably a
accent.
better reaction than being like, I had a mate who's like a real creep
Mm.
that would be like, "Hey, I heard blah 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 blah." Way more like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Or to
That's not-
you when
You
you
don't.
were
I
getting
couldn't
busy.
mention it. I would never mention it to him.
Hey, good
That-
night.
that
Have you
was
ever said good night? Good night last
I've
night,
s-
huh?
no, I've seen them the next morning. I'd be like, I'd see the girl and be like, "Hey, how you going?"
And
like,
then want to smell my finger?
nah, I'd just be like,
Smell my finger.
I don't know. It's too
When you
hard. I'm
smell it,
new.
he's
I
like, prank on you. That was just in my butt.
Yeah.
What about the other ones?
they're
Other
good.
roommates?
German. He's very German.
He does like to kill Jews.
No.
at the
It's very
house.
but like hard to make him smile in any way.
Right.
And then the Mexican's sick. He works at a gay bar
Right.
as like a bartender.
Gosh.
So it's a house full of
He's
like
cool.
multiple nationality
him.
blokes.
Yeah, it's like the United Nations of Share House. It's great. It's
That's
kind of this
crazy.
sick melting pot of fucking weird people.
The
It's great.
Mexican
I love it.
ever bring people home to get his empanada filled or anything like that?
No, people kind of mind their own business, really.
Yeah.
Oi, fellas, we might actually have to wrap. 'cause
Sounds
we
good.
got we
Let's
got
get this
stuff
one
to do
wrapped.
over here.
Um,
Yeah, fucking good app. Thanks for coming
Cheers,
on, Hugh.
boys.
Very fun.
Killed
We're
it.
gonna have you on again.
Thank you, boss.
Uh,
hilarious.
I don't know. I felt like I was bombing, but We'll see.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
We'll listen back.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna cut it here. So
Cheers.
yeah,
Okay.
fucking
See you later.
Peace
good
out,
peace
fam.
out, everybody.
Yo.